Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Lunar Sessions. Today, I have my last female guest for Women's Month, and she is Cara Frew. Thank you so much for joining me today, Cara.
Hello, so nice to be here, and thank you for asking me to join.
And I'm so excited. I'm so glad you're our last guest of Women's Month because you're doing such cool things, and I just wanted to get in touch and chat about all the cool things you're busy with. I know you're busy with so many things, and I know you're in London at the moment. How's the weather there?
It's supposed to be summer, or ending summer, but it's very cloudy, and it was raining yesterday. So lovely weather.
For London. Oh, that's so nice. I love the rain. Like, I could live in the rain forever. It's just, I just suit it so well. I was actually up in Zanin this weekend, and it was so rainy and cold. It was so beautiful. I love it. As much as
I also think it's magical, definitely, and specifically in the careers we've chosen, because writing music and being in studio, you don't exactly want to know that you're missing a beautiful hot sunny day outside. So when it's raining, you feel like, I don't know, I feel so much more creative, and feel like I'm making very good use of my time. So the rain is great.
But it's inspiring.
No, totally.
So you have just released your latest single, your first one in quite a while. How long until you released? About a year.
A year, a little bit over a year, exactly.
Okay. And Waiting for Love.
Yes, it's called Waiting for Love, and I took a little time to release this song. I mean, I wrote it with Andre Skiffers about 4 years ago. Yeah, about 4 years ago, and I absolutely loved it. But at that time, I was releasing quite electronic stuff, and so it didn't fit into my releases. And I then produced and recorded and released through Sony, and then after that, I wanted to veer a little bit away from the such heavy electronic driven world, but still be pop. I wanted something that was a little bit more of like an organic feel with earthy elements, driven by acoustic guitar and African drums, but still really pop lyric and pop vocal soaring. So that was really the vision that I wanted, and it just took a while to find a producer that was on the same page as me. And then I got to LA earlier this year, and I worked with Abe Dirtner, and he just got it from the get-go. And so I then thought, okay, now's the right time to release, specifically over lockdown, where I think everyone was longing for that connection and waiting for that love in one form or another, right, from your family or friends or a crush maybe. So I thought it was time. It was a good time to release it.
And I think it's perfect. I think it's also nice. I mean, for the South African summer, we're coming into it, so everybody's getting a good vibe. And I think your vision for the song, I think, has been executed perfectly. And Andre's just great. I've worked with him on a song that I haven't released yet, but he's just so nice to work with, and he's so much fun to work with.
Such energy.
Exactly. Is this your first track that you've worked with Andre, or have you worked with him on other releases?
No, so the first track that I've released with Andre, yes, but we've written quite a few songs actually. I met him maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, and we wrote a lot during that period. Then I was living between the States and London, but every time I come back to South Africa, I connect with him because I love him. I love his style. He's so creative, and he's just such a good person to be around. Really uplifting. I love him. Yeah.
Yes, that's so cool. So is this who did you say produced this song?
So a guy called Abraham Dirtner, he lives in Los Angeles. He's a US guy, but just like really chilled, down to earth, so easy to work with. And I've also known him for quite a while now, perhaps three years. And he actually also produced stuff on the album that I released through Sony. So we've had a long-standing relationship, but it just took a bit of time to try and merge the two worlds together. A little bit away from the electronic world, but still remaining in the pop realm. So he was able to help me with that. Yeah.
And I think it also takes some time to really like mesh well with the producer, and it helps to find someone that gets your vision. And so I'm so glad, because I think a lot of people, they'll come on, I know personally with my music, I've gone and said, okay, cool, I want this type of sound, and then they don't get it. And now I've been working with Eden, and I think, I don't know if you know Eden, also her producer named Exter, and she's just gotten my music vision perfectly. It's very edgy, very alternative, and it's so good for the artist to have somebody who can take what's in your head and put it down into music. Okay.
And I think Eden is amazing because she's very musical. Obviously, she's also a musician and an artist. And I think that, well, yeah, it's great when two artists come together and they can really feed off each other and add value to your project and understand that.
Exactly. And I think, yeah, I mean, she has a way of like taking exactly what you want, and it's nice that you can creatively come together and work. And yeah, so what is your vision for your music going forward?
Well, I have, that is such a broad question, but it's a very good one. No, it's a very good one. So basically just continuing building on what I've done in the past, writing more, collaborating with more artists and producers. Definitely, I would love to win a Sama. I've been nominated for a Sama before on my last album, but never won one, so that's definitely a goal. Also doing more concerts, Glastonbury here in the UK, being nominated for a Brit Award, obviously a Grammy Award. These are obviously very big achievements that I've earmarked. But so that's definitely in the goal book.
Yes.
But other than that, really just writing, just staying grounded in what I want to make, how I want my music to come across, where I want to go musically. I'm definitely going in a little bit more of an organic element zone, but still bringing in those electronic elements and that pop realm radio centric vibe, but just really trying to add value to my own life, growing as an artist, and collaborating with other artists and hopefully adding value to their lives, and just building something that I'm proud of and that is positive.
And I think that's so beautiful about being an artist, is you can heal yourself and you can heal other people while doing so. So with your songwriting process, what does it look like?
Well, it's sometimes a little bit all over the place. So I don't necessarily only start with the lyrics or only start with melody. Sometimes I get a melody when I'm running or when I'm riding my horse or when I'm driving in the car, and then you just quickly voice note it down. I also have some lyrics that I hear, or experiences that I've been through, or stories that I've heard that inspire me and influence me, and I write. I've got lots of lyrics in my lyric book, and once I've got this base, I love to collaborate with other artists and other songwriters who are just at the top of their game, so they can take my song and add value to that, and sometimes we completely turn it on its head, and sometimes we just add a couple of elements. And then after that process is done, which can take, for sure, you can do it in 2 hours a day or 4 years. And then I take it to a producer that I feel could really add value to that song and bring it to life. So that's my process. So but a lot of collaboration, definitely.
Yes. No, I think that helps because you can feed off of everybody and you can get ideas, and also it's just stimulating. It's really awesome that you can share this experience with other people. I'm actually thinking of doing something soon called like Lunar Songwriting Sessions, where we get all the best songwriters and literally do like a workshop, and we go stay at a hotel or something, and then for 3 days just write songs, and then we'll have like a networking evening, get media to be there so that the artists can, that's an idea that I have. So I'm chatting to some brands to see how we can.
Very cool.
Yeah. So you say, sorry, yes, like a
songwriting camp.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, but like I think it'll be really fun, and I think it'll be nice for everybody. Sort of like, I know you on Idols as well, so like kind of how you guys were probably in Sun City and what that experience was like.
Amazing. Yes.
So you mentioned live music. So what has been, you've played all over the world. What has been your highlight of the places you've played?
I've got to say, definitely Coachella. I performed at Coachella Music Festival, yes, in Los Angeles, and that's always been one of the biggest festivals in my mind, and I just thought this is something that I really, really want to achieve, and I got the opportunity to do so. It was in the Sahara tent, which is like 15,000 people capacity, and it was like a scorching hot day, so everyone was in the tent, and it was just such an incredible experience, to be honest. But I've also had other experiences, like, of course, back home, like Ultra Music Festival, also Sonar, Johannesburg, and I've also done Ultra Music Festival Miami, which was wow as well. But pardon, say this again.
Scary.
You know what? Yeah, I think, of course, I was nervous for sure. But I think if I prepare and I know that I know my songs, I know that I've put the preparation beforehand, it definitely does take the edge off. And I think with my show jumping background and I've ridden for South Africa at the World Games 3 times and being under extreme pressure at the high level of my sport, it has taught me to just have a cool head under pressure. And so I also think that nerves don't really add any value to your performance. It really just attracts. You must be nervous a little bit because that means you care, right? But too many nerves just rock the boat too much. So I try to just be as prepared as possible and then just have fun, because people can see if you're not having fun. And I think with such a huge crowd, there really is such an energy. You get a bit lost. I can't really remember what I've done. So once the performance is finished, I can't really remember. So I have to get people to video it.
Yes.
But I also do like performing in really intimate, smaller venues. Like I did the Viper Room in Los Angeles on the Sunset Strip. It was actually owned by Johnny Depp, which is super cool. And it's like this grungy little bar. And I did an acoustic set. And that's actually really what inspired me to try and merge my electronic stuff with my acoustic stuff and make sure that it translates into a very cool acoustic set, because I love performing acoustically to smaller audiences around the world. It's what I love to do. So
that's amazing. Oh gosh, the Viper Room, that must have been such a cool experience. Nice to have the variation between the big crowds and very commercialized to underground type of and I think it can train you and teach you to kind of be prepared for any experience, because I think that people think you kind of get up on stage and perform and then you haven't practiced or as a singer, and there's so much prep that goes into. So what is your prep time for a show like Ultra or Coachella?
So for Ultra or Coachella, a lot of it is like track driven, just with a few organic elements. So I have to just perform like in my bedroom, or you rent a studio and you put it through the sound system. I've got a little sound system at home, so I just practice singing through the mic. I practice singing and moving at the same time, because unless it's a ballad, you're not standing there upright. So definitely also keeping fit. I know it sounds strange, but I run and sing. And you try and keep your vocal cords steady, and you build up your stamina that way. So that's definitely one thing. And then also performing for your family and friends, because I find that really scary. So I get a couple of, especially my dad, because he's very hard on me, and he supports me in everything I do, but he's quite, in the kindest way possible, judgmental. So, so I know if he says something, he really means it, right? Constructively critical, exactly. And so once I feel like I've got sort of mapped out my performance on the stage and where I think I should be, so I can be both on the right hand side and the left hand side equally, and not neglect anyone in the audience, I then do a little home concert for my friends and family and get feedback. So make it a little bit of a journey.
Well, I mean, that running and singing, I mean, I never thought of, I mean, even when I used to dance, like it's a different type of fitness. Everything has its different type of fitness. So so now one of the questions I always ask people that come on the show, because specifically it's about empowering people. So you have done incredible things and you've had incredible success, but you're human at the end of the day. So I'm sure there are things that you try to struggle with mentally. So what are some of those things and how do you overcome them?
Of course, I struggle with a lot, just like anyone else. You have days where you feel like you're not good enough. You're not a good enough singer. You're not a good enough writer. You're not a good enough performer. You're not in where you thought you would have wanted to be in the stage of your life. So there are definitely days that sometimes I do go to bed crying, or you wake up and you do have a long day. But I just think that's human nature, and that's how we don't appreciate the highs unless we have those lows. And I think you also don't maybe achieve as much if you don't know what you're missing and what you're pushing for. But I think definitely to deal with that sort of thing, I have to reframe how I look at the situation. I think that's really powerful for me. And I think, okay, I haven't achieved X, Y, and Z, and I'm maybe not, the biggest pop star in the world, but I look back and see what I have achieved, and maybe life goals that I never even set out for myself, but that I have achieved, and how much value that adds to where I am, and gives me the confidence to know where I can go. Definitely support from family and friends, and from random people that like your music from around the world, and the notes you get, and the messages and the encouragement, that definitely does make a difference too. And like I said, I'm very close with my mum, and she's such a huge support, and I just know that whatever time of day or night or however I'm feeling, I can give her a call. And what I really respect about her is also she's very supportive for sure, but she's very realistic. So she brings me down to earth, and she helps me reframe things, and we just move on from there. And you've just got to realize you're going to have bad days, and it's okay.
I think that's so special, having a support system like your mom, where you can call and be like, I'm battling with this, but that's realistic. Not like you can do anything, and then it's like, I'm gonna jump off Mount Everest or whatever the case may be. No, like, maybe not. Let's get a parachute kind of a thing. I think it's important to have people like that who believe in you and can navigate, help you. I think it's important. I think a lot of the people that I've spoken to on the show, just actually in general, about where it comes from, where their belief comes from, it starts with their family, and it starts with the support system they have. And even though you say your dad is judgmental in the most kind way, he's constructively critical, and if he wasn't, you wouldn't be able to look at the nooks and crannies that need to be fixed and edited and tailored, and you wouldn't improve today. Improve. That was a big thing I learned in music school. So you, as I said, you're busy with your music, you're living in London now, you are a horse rider. Is that the right way to call it? Or you're a horse rider? Or is there a better way of me saying it?
Yes. No, definitely. So being a horse rider is in the general term, but specifically I show jump. So I'm a show jumper.
Okay. So now, what would you say?
Which means that I jump.
Sorry. No, carry on.
Which means that I just jump over obstacles within an arena.
Oh, beautiful.
And it's the person who gets over the jumps, obviously without the quickest and without any faults. So no poles knocked or no stops or circles.
Okay, that's so interesting. Yeah, I can imagine. So what would you say is your first love between everything that you've done?
Definitely music. Definitely music. I'm obviously very passionate about animals. I'm very passionate about my horse riding. Also passionate about community upliftment, because that's something my mum instilled in me at a very young age. I love traveling. So I've got a lot of passions and a lot of loves. But definitely my music. I think it's my music, just because I can do it anywhere, and the people that I've met and the things that I've experienced because of it have just been wonderful and have added so much value to my life. So it's something that brings me such joy and such happiness. So it continues to inspire me to write more, to sing more, and to do more of it.
And what type of music do you listen to? Because I hear that some artists don't really even listen to music. So do you listen to music, and what do you listen to?
Yeah, definitely. So I listen to a whole range of different kind of music. I love Little Dragon. I love also Deep House. I love Eartha Kitt and Ella Fitzgerald. I actually grew up singing to them and the Beach Boys and Madonna, and I just felt like when I was singing to them, I just loved the feeling, and so that's why I wanted to be an artist. So now I really go into different genres, and I definitely obviously check what's on the top 40, because pop is where I'm at. But it depends what mood I'm in, to what kind of music I listen to.
Okay, so I also know that you have been involved in pageantry, that we can call it that. So I know you did. Is it the Great Britain Miss Universe?
Yes, Miss Universe Great Britain. So it's the Miss Universe Qualifier. Great Britain.
Okay. Oh, because you are a UK citizen, so that makes complete sense. And how was that experience?
It was so lovely. I really, really enjoyed it. I felt like it just added another dimension to who I am. It added a lot of value to my life. I met such amazing people, and specifically at that time, I was living a little bit all over the world, and this gave me an opportunity to meet people in my community and just like grow and build friendships. So that was really beneficial to me, and I love competing.
Yes,
as you can see with my show jumping and etc. Yeah. So it was just a lot of fun to do, to be honest.
Okay, and so a lot of I don't know if I have the same outlook on it, but a lot of people say that it can be anti-woman empowerment pageantry. What is your feeling on that? Being in the show, being around those women, what is it like from the inside?
Yes, so I definitely think it is woman empowering. First of all, in itself, giving a woman the choice to be able to choose what she wants to do with her life is empowerment. And so we choose, it's our own choice of our own accord to enter this competition. So from the get-go, it's our choice, and therefore it's empowering us. Then secondly, I think that the organization definitely embodies positive body self-image, fitness, and health. We have to be healthy, we have to be fit. And it also encourages confidence. We stand and walk on that stage from all walks of life, different sizes, shapes, different races, and we all sort of realize that we're flawed in some way or another, but we do it with confidence, and we uplift each other actually along the journey. And I think that's something powerful in itself. So definitely, I believe it's women empowering.
I agree. I think that it is a platform where you can, and I mean, the women that are doing it in all these pageants all over the world are doing incredible stuff with it, and they're really not only empowering other people, but they're empowering themselves, and it encourages fitness and health, and that's really important, because I think with physical health comes mental health, and you look after both, and
definitely.
So I think that's important. So thank you for sharing that, because I think there's a lot of I don't know, negativity around the topic. So I wanted to touch it with you to see as an insider what it's like. So you have this new single out. What is your vision for the next year? Do you plan on releasing more music this year? Do you want to release an album? What is your plan?
Definitely. So the plan keeps changing, to be honest. I was in Berlin last week with the record label that released my last music, and we're going to take it a little bit of a step back. I was working with the A&R, and we're going to plan for potentially a project rather than a single. So maybe we will definitely release another single or two, but then maybe an EP or even a short album of like 7 songs. But that's getting a little bit ahead of myself. But definitely, I'm going to be releasing music more consistently and continuing to write. Yes, exactly. Well, I'm excited. I took a bit of time before this release, so
it's okay.
I'm excited to release again.
Get your ducks in a row and see how you feel, and produce the sound that you want, and really. And I think there's a lot of growth as an artist that happens, and it's okay to take a year off, but we want more content, so please release more. We're waiting.
Thank you. Yes.
Where can everybody find your music? Where can everybody find you? Please share with everybody.
Yes, guys, you can find me everywhere. So I'm on every platform. My Instagram is @Cara Frew. My Twitter is @Cara Frew. My Facebook page is also just Cara Frew. My website is carafrew.com. And yeah, please connect with me. Send me messages. Get involved. I'm always here to share what I love to do, and I want to hear from you. So please connect.
Thank you so much. I will share the link to this song when I post this video and everything. So thank you so much for chatting with me today and sharing your story. It's been so great to catch up.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Tam.
All the best with everything. Okay, bye.
Thank you.